Hello and welcome. Let me begin this episode with a question. The question is, how does it feel to meet someone after a long time? When you meet someone after a long time, you are excited, you are happy, you are blissful. You begin to exchange complimentaries. You are the same, you look the same even after 10 years. Or you have not changed at all. You have changed a lot, something like that. It all depends upon the quality of time you spent in the past with that person. You will respond to one another based upon the experiences you had in the past. It may take you back to the older days. It may take you back to those days of the past and recall everything and start talking about those things. Sometimes it happens when you meet someone after a long time. The discussion goes longer. You may wonder why I am discussing this. Why have I taken up this question? This is very appropriate to begin with the fifth lesson, a sunny morning, a one-act play. Here, two people meet after a long time. Two old people. They meet after a long time, but the way they respond to one another looks very strange because they could not identify one another at all. But they begin their conversation in a very awkward manner. Awkward in the sense, those who have been or had been so close once upon a time met once again by destiny, but they could not recognize one another. But they carry out their conversation like a stranger or like strangers. So it's an interesting part of the play that we will notice very soon. Let me share the text with you. Let us read the text so that we will be able to enjoy this play. A sunny morning, a one-act play written by Serafin and Jacobin Alvarez Quintero. Serafin and Jacobin Alvarez Quintero are called Spanish brothers, or they are called Quintero brothers. They are also called the Golden Boys of Madrid because they revived the Spanish theater. So a sunny morning is a one-act play. There is only a scene, only an act in this play. There are only four characters in the play. There are only four characters. Gonzalo, Donna, Laura, Petra, Laura's servant, a maid, Don Gonzalo, Zuaneto. Zuaneto is an attendant to Don Gonzalo. Only four characters, only one scene, one act. But still it is an interesting play. The play opens up in a park. The setting of the play, scene, a sunny morning in a retired corner of a park in Madrid. It was an autumn season, a bench at the right. This is the setting of the play. A sunny morning. In autumn season, if you have a sunny morning in Spain, there is no better moment than that. So it was a sunny morning, a retired corner of a park. Retired corner in the sense, a secluded place or a quiet place. It was a sunny morning. This is the setting of the play. When the play opens up, the main character is introduced. That is Donna Laura. How was she? She is described. A handsome, white-haired old lady of about 70. Remember, a handsome is less used with a woman. to describe a woman. Handsome is less used. But how does it mean here? A handsome, white-haired old lady of 70, she's 70-year-old, handsome in the sense she was beautiful, she was strong and healthy, refined in her appearance, she dressed well, she looked well. Her eyes and entire manner were giving evidence that despite her age, her mental faculties are unimpaired. What does it mean? She was old, but her mental faculties are not damaged. She was able to see well, do herself things better. She could understand what's happening around her. She could respond. She is quick to respond to people around her. Her mental faculties are not unimpaired. They are not damaged. She enters the park along with Petra, leaning upon the arm of the maid, and she enters. In another hand, she carried a parasol, a colorful umbrella, that also serves her as a cane, a support for her. She is the first one to speak on the stage. Donna Laura. The play opens up with this dialogue. I'm so glad to be here. I feared my seat would be occupied. What a beautiful morning, she said. It only reveals that Laura was a regular visitor to the park. How? She said. She had feared her seat would be occupied. She was glad it was a sunny morning. She was glad to be there in the park. She was gladder because her bench was not occupied. Her seat was not occupied by anyone else. It was a beautiful morning. Petra, her maid, responds to this. She says, the sun is hot. The sun is hot. She feels rather hot. The day was hot. When Laura says a beautiful morning, she feels it is very pleasant. When Petra said it is hot, it's not as pleasant as she could think. Laura replied, yes, you are only 20. You are 20-year-old young lady. It's obvious that you feel the hot. So she gets down on the bench and she says these things. I feel more tired today than usual. Then she noticed Petra was impatient. Go if you wish to chat with your guard, she said. If at all you want to leave me and go to the guard, your friend, you can go and chat with him. You can leave. See how meticulously Laura observes things. She understood Petra's feelings, and in a very humorous way, she put it out. And she asked her to go to the guard to chat. So Petra said, annoyed a bit actually. He is not mine, Senora. Senora means madam. He is not mine, Senora. He belongs to the park. He belongs to the park, she said. Look at Laura's reply. He belongs more to you than he belongs to the park. He belongs more to you than he does to the park. Go find him, but remain within calling distance. Don't go too far. Whenever I call you, you must come back. She was ready to go. She was excited. I see him over there waiting for me, she said. When she said waiting for her, but she claimed little while ago that he did not belong to her. So rightly, Laura understood Petra rightly. Do not remain more than 10 minutes, she said. Very well, madam, Senora. Walks towards the right. Wait a moment. Petra is excited to go. This old lady stops her once again. What does the Senora wish? What does the Senora wish is actually polite, but it has some impatience. That Petra did not like her calling back. Laura said, give me the breadcrumbs. Laura carried breadcrumbs along with her. I don't know what is the matter with me, she said. Smilingly, Laura said, but I know what is the matter with you. I know what is wrong with you. Your head is where your heart is. That is there with the guard. Here, Senora means Petra hands over the breadcrumbs to Laura and exits that place. After she is gone, Laura begins to feed the pigeons with the breadcrumbs she brought. Here they just went to expect. She is talking to herself, talking to the birds at the same time. These are for the spryest, these for the gluttons, these for the little ones which are the most persistent. This is how she is talking to them or talking to herself. She is feeding the pigeons with the breadcrumbs. She is enjoying being in the park. Now she is feeding the pigeons. She is so proud that the pigeons come to the park. The moment she comes to the park, it seems as if the news had spread. News of her arrival had spread. Haha, this she said. She talked to them. Don't quarrel. There's enough for all. I will bring more tomorrow. This is the way she was interacting with the pigeons. After Petra has left, she began to talk to the pigeons and began to feed them. This is where the opening of the play, we can see Laura in the park, and she comes to park every day and she feeds the pigeons. That may be her routine. After Laura, Don Gonzalo, another main character of the play, enters the park along with Juanito. How does he feel? How does he think about the park and the people there? Is he as happy as Laura, or is he not? That we will see in our next episode.